The hockey world didn't see this one coming. And maybe that's exactly the point. While the entire NHL fan base has been laser focused on blockbuster names, superstar wingers, and eight-figure contracts, Kent Hughes quietly slipped to the back door of the trade market and pulled off a move that deserves far more attention than it's currently receiving. The Montreal Canadiens have acquired forward Sasha Pastujov from the Anaheim Ducks in exchange for Sean Farrell. And Habs Nation, this is not a throwaway transaction. This is a calculated, disciplined, and genuinely exciting addition to one of the deepest prospect pipelines in the entire NHL. Let's set the scene first, because context is everything here. The Canadiens have spent the entire offseason searching, hunting, and negotiating for top six forward help. Anthony Mantha slipped away to New Jersey. The Marchenko pursuit has been a saga of smoke, contradictions, and front office posturing from Columbus. Jake DeBrusk remains tangled in Vancouver's complicated rebuild. Patrick Kane is apparently choosing between nostalgia in Chicago and a fresh start in Buffalo. Every major target has either been too expensive, too uncertain, or simply unavailable at a price Kent Hughes found acceptable. And then this happens. Sasha Pastujov. Remember that name, because you're going to be hearing it a great deal over the next several years. The 23-year-old forward just completed a dominant season with the San Diego Gulls in the AHL, posting 57 points in 71 games, including 21 goals and 36 assists. He led his entire team in assists and points, while ranking second in goals. Those are not the numbers of a player who is merely filling roster space at the professional minor league level. Those are the numbers of a player who has outgrown his current environment and is knocking loudly on the NHL door. Zoom out even further, and the picture becomes even more compelling. In 160 AHL games since making his debut in 2023 at 24, Pastujov has accumulated 48 goals and 77 assists for 125 total points. That production rate is elite by any standard at that level, and it reflects a player with genuine offensive instincts, elite hands, and the kind of competitive drive that translates when the game speeds up at the next level. He is 6 feet tall and 186 pounds, a frame that still has room to grow and develop as he enters the prime years of his athletic career. He played for Team USA at the 2022 World Junior Championship, recording 4 points in 5 games against the best young players on the planet. International experience at that stage of development matters. It builds mental toughness, exposes players to elite competition, and separates those with true upside from those who are simply dominant at lower levels. Anaheim selected him in the 3rd round, 66 overall, in the 2021 NHL Draft. 3rd-round picks who develop into consistent AHL point producers with 57-point seasons are exactly the kind of hidden gems that championship organizations identify and develop. The Ducks, drowning in cap complications following the Leo Carlsson situation and desperately needing financial flexibility, may have let a genuinely valuable piece go for a price that heavily favors the Canadiens. Now let's talk about what Montreal surrendered, because trades are always about both sides of the equation. Sean Farrell was a fan favorite, an undersized but energetic forward who captured hearts at Harvard and generated real excitement when he first entered the Canadian system. His story, his compete level, and his personality made him easy to root for. But the hard, cold reality of professional hockey is that roster construction requires difficult decisions, and Farrell's path to a meaningful NHL role with Montreal had become increasingly narrow given the depth of talent ahead of him in the organization. Trading Farrell for Pastujov is, from a pure asset management perspective, a trade that upgrades Montreal's organizational depth at the forward position. Pastujov is younger at 23, physically bigger, and has demonstrated superior production at the AHL level. Kent Hughes made a calculated judgment that the upside differential between these two players justifies a move, and it's very difficult to argue against that logic. Here is a broader strategic picture that makes this trade genuinely fascinating. The Canadiens are building toward a Stanley Cup window that is rapidly approaching. Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield, Ivan Demidov, Lane Hudson, Uri Slavkovsky. These are franchise cornerstones who will carry this team for the better part of a decade. But championship rosters are not built solely through superstar talent. They require depth, versatility, and hungry young players fighting for roster spots and pushing the established names to be better every single day. Pastujov slots directly into that role. He arrives in Montreal with something to prove, with AHL dominance under his belt, and with a kind of offensive skill set that fits perfectly within Martin St. Louis' system. St. Louis has consistently proven his ability to unlock offensive talent, to create environments where skilled players thrive, and to develop forwards who might have been overlooked or underutilized elsewhere. Imagine Pastujov arriving at training camp with the fire of a player who spent 3 years dominating the AHL and is absolutely desperate to prove he belongs at the highest level. That competitive hunger, combined with his offensive tools and the developmental environment that Martin St. Louis has built in Montreal, creates a recipe for genuine breakout potential. The timing of this acquisition also deserves acknowledgement. Kent Hughes made this move while simultaneously continuing to pursue bigger names on the trade market. This is not an either-or situation. Acquiring Pastujov does not prevent Montreal from adding Marchenko, DeBrusk, or another established NHL forward before the season begins. MPLY makes the organization deeper, more resilient, and better positioned regardless of what happens in those larger negotiations. This is how championship organizations operate. They don't just swing for fences on every transaction. They accumulate talent at every level. They identify value where others don't, and they build organizations so deep that players are constantly pushing each other for opportunities. Sasha Pastujov is now a Montreal Canadien, and the Anaheim Ducks cap nightmare has delivered another unexpected gift to Kent Hughes. The Canadiens gave up a beloved player but received a genuinely intriguing offensive prospect who could be competing for an NHL roster spot as soon as this coming season. So, Habs Nation, here's a question that should be burning in your minds right now. Is Sasha Pastujov the hidden gem that finally gives the Canadiens that missing forward depth they've been desperately chasing all offseason? Or does Kent Hughes still need to make a bigger, bolder move to truly push this team over the top and into legitimate Stanley Cup contention? Drop your answer in the comments below. This debate is just getting started. Like this video, hit that subscribe button, and stay locked in because this offseason is far from over, and the Montreal Canadiens are just warming up. We are in this together, Habs Nation, every single one of us, because this team, this city, and this pursuit of glory is unlike anything else in hockey. Go Habs go!